Good morning, everyone. My name is Troy Velasquez, and I will be your moderator for today. I would also like to introduce our fellow members who will be reporting our discussion about ABM senior high school students' experiences of having difficulty in answering and understanding mathematics. Here will be our ground rules. Number one would be contribute to moderator. Share your perspective, answers, and speak honestly. Number two, feel free to answer the questions wholehearted. Number three, don't speak when someone is giving her or his experience. Here are some or our respondents that will be answering our questions. Proceeding to question number one. Are you bad at mathematics subjects?
I'm not really bad at math subjects, but there are times when I find some topics like financial math or statistics a bit challenging. With practice and some help, I can usually work through most of the problems.
Yes, because sometimes I get confused with the solving and the activities that are.
I can say that I'm not very good at mathematics because I can quickly forget the lesson, but I still study even though I forget quickly.
I don't have strengths or weaknesses like people do, but I can't help solve my problems and explain concepts in various subjects.
Saying that I'm smart at math subject, but I'm just not bad at mathematics subjects because I can keep up with math and I can maintain my performance in mathematics subject.
Proceeding on to number two. Question number two. When you're confused about something, especially in math, do you review the subject lesson rather than answering it randomly without knowing the answer?
When I'm confused about something, especially in math, I prefer to review the lesson first rather than guessing the answer.
Yes, I'm studying and understand it more so that I can answer those in the next activity or in the exam because it's more eventful for the study where I am perplexed.
For me, if there's a subject that I don't understand, I prefer to look at the lesson I've studied rather than answer that's something I'm not sure about, especially when it comes at math. You can't just give random answer here because one wrong number can make everything incorrect.
When you're confused about something, especially in math, it's generally more effective to review the subject lesson rather than trying to answer it randomly.
Well, for me, I study first before I answer any question so that I can provide the correct answer.
Moving on to question number three. Do you panic when you're answering math and you can't solve it?
I don't really panic, but I do get frustrated sometimes. I try to stay calm and figure it out by step.
Not because before I answer it, I study it first so that I know the answer to the solving.
Yes, I start panic when it's my turn to answer math question, but what I do to ease my panic is to review the past lesson so I can gradually solve math problem.
I don't experience emotion like panic, but I understand that many people feel anxious when they encounter difficult math problems.
No, because I can figure out the math questions and solve them to the best of my ability.
Next question. Question number four. How frequently do you experience challenges comprehending mathematical concepts that are associated with your ABM strand?
I face challenges with math concept in ABM occasionally, especially with financial math and statistics, but not too often.
Sometimes because the concepts are new to me, but sometimes it's easy because I understand it right away.
As I mentioned earlier, I often forget the lesson which makes me struggle with answering math question.
Would you say it's a common struggle or doesn't it happen? Only with certain topics related to the strand like accounting, statistics, or business math. These kinds of information could be used for your research on the struggle ABM student.
For me, maybe in my studies, especially since not all topics in math are easily because of course have our own abilities to understand situational mathematics
Now
question.
for our final question. Question number 5. How often do you find it difficult to solve math problems in your subjects that are under ABM?
As an ABM student, I find most math manageable, but financial math and statistics can be challenging if the problems are complex. Breaking down problems, practicing, and asking for help when needed make it easier. Applying math to the real world situation and using tools like spreadsheets also helps a lot.
When the question that is given is difficult, especially if don't get much of this context.
At first, I find it difficult to answer mathematics, especially since I tend to forget lesson quickly. However, when I don't understand the lesson, I go back and review what we studied.
I don't personally experience difficulty solving math problems. However, many students in the ABN strand often find math challenging, particularly when involves complex calculation or unfamiliar concept related to accounting and business.
Always because I didn't understand it immediately because of the lack of focus.
So that would be all for our presentation. Today, we achieved some important information in understanding our topic or subject. First and foremost, I would like to thank our respondents for answering the questions, expressing and showing their opinions. I would like to thank you all for listening to our presentation, and also a thank you to the respondents for sharing their answers with us. That would be all for today. Goodbye, and thank you for taking your time and for listening in our discussion.